Welcome to Comfort TV, the channel news, bringing you verified and balanced news from Nigeria and around the world. My name is Faith Kevin. Thank you for joining us this evening. In the headlines, activist Falana slams President Tinubu's pardon U-turn, demands AG's apology. Bayelsa governor set to join APC. Court sacks Zamfara rep for defecting. Abia government launches contributory pension scheme for workers. Fresh crisis rocks PDP as Southeast reps threaten to boycott national convention. Anambra tops Nigeria's fiscal performance ranking. On business news, federal government approves national carbon market framework to unlock $3 billion annually. Access Holdings reports 616 billion naira pre-tax profit in 9 months in 2025. Stanbic IBTC reaffirms commitment to boost food production. On the foreign scene, Trump's administration slashes refugee cap, prioritizes white South Africans. Vietnam floods leave 28 dead, thousands without power. On sports, Arsenal goalkeeper beats Brighton Nadozie to WSL Save of the Month. And Wakama appointed High BC head coach for 2026 unrivaled season. Now the news. Human rights lawyer Mr. Femi Falana-San has criticized the recent presidential pardon saga, describing the exercise as embarrassing and poorly handled. The controversy over the presidential pardon began in October when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved clemency for 175 inmates under the constitutional prerogative of mercy. The list, reportedly compiled by the Presidential Advisory Committee on Prerogative of Mercy, included some individuals convicted of serious crimes such as kidnapping, drug-related offenses, human trafficking, and unlawful possession of firearms. The move sparked nationwide outrage, with legal practitioners, civil society groups, and anti-corruption advocates accusing the administration of undermining the rule of law and its own anti-corruption drive. In response to the criticism, the federal government announced a review of the list, saying the process that produced the initial compilation was flawed. Following the review, President Tinubu revoked the pardon of about 140 beneficiaries. The presidency later explained that the revised list reflected a commitment to due process and accountability, saying the move demonstrated the government's willingness to correct errors. Speaking in an interview, Mr. Falana said the country was exposed to ridicule due to the inclusion of underserving individuals on the list, some of whom had been recently convicted of serious offenses. According to him, the pardon process was flawed from the outset, as it violated constitutional provisions guiding the exercise of such powers. He cited the case of an individual prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for 11 years and convicted in April 2025, yet whose name appeared on the list. Mr. Falana added that several persons convicted under state laws were also included, contrary to Section 212 of the Constitution, which vests the power to pardon such offenses in state governors. He faulted the federal government's explanation that the list has been reviewed and reduced from about 175 names to 35, insisting that the issue went beyond trimming numbers. The senior advocate of Nigeria called on the Attorney General of the Federation to publicly apologize to Nigerians over what he described as a national embarrassment. Bayelsa State Governor His Excellency Doyediri will formally defect to the All Progressives Congress (APC) on Monday, marking one of the most dramatic political realignments in the South-South region since 2023. President Bola Tinubu, APC governors, and members of the party's National Working Committee (NWC) are expected to officially receive Governor Diri into the ruling party at a ceremony in Abuja. Sources close to the development revealed that Governor Diri, who resigned from the People's Democratic Party on October 15, has been engaged in weeks of discreet negotiations with key APC figures to finalize his defection plan. Governor Diri's planned defection represents a significant political breakthrough for the APC in the oil-rich South-South zone, traditionally a stronghold of the opposition PDP. The PDP has suffered a series of high-profile defections in recent months, weakening its presence both at the national and state levels. Apart from Governor Diri, at least 3 other governors, Sheriff Obere Wari Delta, Umo Eno Akwa Ibom, and Peter Mba Enugu, have crossed over to the APC in the past year. The exodus has reduced the PDP's governorship count to 8, sparking growing fears within the party of a complete collapse of its political dominance in the southern states. Insiders also suggest that His Excellency Abu Kefa's governor of Taraba State may be the next to dump the PDP for the APC, further deepening the crisis within Nigeria's main opposition party. Meanwhile, an erstwhile Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the ruling All Progressives Congress (APC), Mr. Yekini Nabena, says Governor Diri will not be bringing any value to the party. Speaking to newsmen in Abuja, Mr. Nabena alleged that the governor is instead trying to destabilize the current leadership structure to have his way. He disclosed that Governor Diri is working to destroy the existing leadership of the party before jumping ship. The APC chieftain stated that the governor's planned defection would not yield the kind of political impact he might be anticipating. Mr. Nabena also alleged that loyalists of the governor were stoking arrest rumors linking the managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, with regard to an alleged coup plot. He described the arrest rumors as a deliberate attempt to smear Dr. Ogbuku's reputation and destabilize the existing leadership structure of the APC in Bayelsa State, allegedly to pave the way for Governor Diri's planned defection to the party. According to him, the Bayelsa governor would join APC empty-handed, since most key figures in the state chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) were not defecting with him, unlike what recently occurred in Delta and Enugu states. The APC stalwart therefore urged Nigerians to disregard the fake reports about Dr. Ogbuku's alleged arrest. Still on defections, the Federal High Court in Abuja has sacked the member representing Gumi Bukuyum Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Honorable Abubakar Gumi, for defecting from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress (APC). In a judgment, Justice Obiora Egwatu barred the Speaker, House of Representatives Tajuddin Abbas, from further recognizing Gumi as a member representing Gumi Bukuyum Federal Constituency. The judge also made an order directing the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to conduct a fresh election to fill the vacancy for the constituency within 30 days from the day of the judgment. Honorable Gumi, in his response through his lawyer, filed a notice of preliminary objection and a counter affidavit arguing that his decampment was due to the crisis within the PDP. According to him, contrary to the plaintiff's deposition, the lingering unresolved internal and external crisis both at the national level and in his constituency is the reason for his defection from the party to the APC. The federal lawmaker stated that the crisis resulted in a state which he could no longer properly represent his constituents or ensure that they all benefit from the shared distribution of the dividends of democracy within the bounds of law, without undue interference from anyone or anything. Delivering the judgment, Justice Egwatu granted all the plaintiffs reliefs. The judge condemned the attitude of some politicians who see defection as a normal practice. The Abia state government has said that a special committee set up by the governor, Dr. Alex Oti, is addressing the issue of payment of gratuity to retirees in the state, and that payment will be made once the committee fulfills its assignment. This is also as the state has completed arrangements to launch a contributory pension scheme (CPS) for workers in the state civil service to make the ugly issue of owing pension payments and arrears a thing of the past. The State Commissioner for Information, Prince Oke Kano, disclosed this at the Government House, Umuahia, while addressing the press on the outcome of State Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor Oti. Gratuity was last paid to retired civil servants in Abia in 2001 by previous administrations and became a concern to the new administration. The issue of gratuity became a problem when the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners (NUP) lumped gratuity together with pensions as debts owed to retirees in the state. It took the intervention of the national leadership of the body to separate the two statutory payments and pleaded with the present administration to bend backward to treat pensions and gratuities separately. Meanwhile, the commissioner assured that the present administration is not taking workers' salaries and monthly pension payments for granted, given the fact that workers now receive their salaries and pension payments every 28th day of the month. The information boss revealed that the governor would officially launch the contributory pension scheme for Abia workers, ongoing reforms in the state civil service whereby workers' welfare is given greater attention. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) is about to suffer another major setback as federal lawmakers from the Southeast region threatened to boycott the party's forthcoming national convention in Ibadan over alleged moves to rezone the position of national women leader from the Southeast to the South-South. The lawmakers, led by the member representing Idiato North and South Federal Constituency of Imo State, Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere, accused Oyo State Governor Dr. Sheikh Makinde of masterminding the move to alter the existing zoning arrangement. They described the move as an attempt to humiliate and alienate the Southeast within the party, warning that the PDP risks deeper disunity and mass defections if the decision is not reversed before the screening exercise scheduled to take place soon. Speaking in Abuja, Ikenga Ugochinyere explained that the position of the national women leader was originally zoned to the southeast, with Imo State expected to produce the next occupant. He said the current Southeast Zonal Women Leader, Mrs. Ifeanyiwa Arodiobo, had been unanimously endorsed by regional stakeholders before Governor Peter Mba of Enugu State, now in the All Progressives Congress (APC), allegedly influencing the zoning to his state. Ikenga Ugochinyere maintained that Imo State now has the rightful claim to the position, as the previous zoning was no longer valid following Mba's defection. The lawmaker warned that if the PDP leadership proceeds with the current plan, they would issue a disclaimer against the Ibadan Convention within 2 weeks and boycott the event entirely. Anambra State has emerged as Nigeria's best performing state in fiscal management, according to Budget 2025 State of States report, displacing Lagos to claim the top spot and cementing its status as a model of prudent governance. Rising from second position in 2024, Anambra outperformed Lagos, which ranked second, as well as Kwara third, Abia fourth, and Edo fifth. The report, now in its 10th year, assesses state on fiscal health and sustainability, evaluating parameters such as internally generated revenue (IGR), debt management, and capital expenditure priorities. According to a statement by the governor's chief press secretary, Mr. Christian Aburime, the ranking is a validation of Governor Chukwuma Charles Soludo's strategic economic reforms and disciplined financial management, which have placed the state on a sustainable growth path. Mr. Aburime noted that budget evaluation focuses on 5 key indices, which have placed the state on a sustainable growth path. Comfort TV, the channel's news, returns shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. Stay tuned. Many thanks for staying with us. This is Comfort TV, the channel news. On to the world of business. President Bola Tinubu has approved the adoption of a national carbon market framework, the operationalization of the Climate Change Fund, and the restoration of the National Council on Climate Change to the budget line. This is coming ahead of the 2025 United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP30, scheduled to be held in Brazil starting from Monday, November 10 to Friday, November 21, 2025. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communications, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Stanley Nkwocha, made the announcement. The approvals, according to Nkwocha, followed the presentation by the Director General of the NCCC, Mrs. Omote Nyoye Majekodumi, at the second meeting of the Council held on Thursday evening at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, said the approvals were part of measures by his administration to properly position Nigeria to leverage opportunities in the global carbon market and be more active in climate change ecosystem. President Tinubu also set the agenda for Nigeria ahead of the forthcoming 30th United Nations Climate Change Conference, COP30, saying the focus is to harness all of the opportunities for financing climate-resilient projects and related interventions, particularly from the global carbon market. The president said his administration recognizes the fact that addressing climate change is not just an environmental imperative, but an opportunity to unlock new investments, jobs, and innovations across the nation's energy, agriculture, and industrial sectors. Still on business, Access Holdings PLC reported a profit before tax of 616.25 billion naira for the 9-month period ended September 30, 2025, marking a 10.4% increase from 558.18 billion naira recorded in the same period 2024. However, according to the unaudited report, profit after tax for the 9 months declined by 2.23% to 447.548 billion. Earnings per share declined by 35.4% to 8 naira or 800 kobo in 9 months 2025, down from 12.40 naira in the same period last year. The benefit from interest income was significantly impacted by a surge in impairment charges, which more than doubled to 349.99 billion naira, up 141.45% year-on-year. Still on business, Stanbic IBTC Bank has affirmed that as Nigeria's growth partner, it is committed to enhancing food production, minimizing post-harvest losses, and promoting sustainability to achieve national food security. Chief Executive of Stanbic IBTC Bank, Mr. Wole Adeniyi, made the commitment while speaking at this year's Lagos Farm Fair organized by the British American Tobacco Nigerian Foundation in collaboration with the Lagos State Ministry of Agriculture and Food Systems. He noted that this vision underscores the bank's role in fostering a robust agricultural economy through strategic partnership and innovative financing. Mr. Adeniyi said that the bank is addressing Nigeria's agricultural financing gap by offering tailored agribusiness loans for crop production, livestock, and equipment, enabling farmers to scale operations and reduce post-harvest losses. Onto the foreign scene, the Trump administration has announced a drastic reduction in the number of refugees allowed into the United States, setting the cap at 7,500 for the new fiscal year, the lowest figure in more than 45 years. The new policy also introduces a rare priority category for white South Africans known as Afrikaners, citing national interest and alleged discrimination concerns. The decision represents a significant reversal of decades of U.S. refugee policy that traditionally emphasized protection for people fleeing war, persecution, and humanitarian crisis. The previous year's cap stood at 125,000, meaning this move marks a sharp decline in admissions. According to official filings, most refugee slots will now be allocated to Afrikaners, a community that had not previously been prioritized under the U.S. asylum or refugee programs. However, the implementation has been slow, with fewer than 200 South Africans reportedly entering the country under the new category. Still on foreign, severe flooding and landslides triggered by heavy rains in central Vietnam has killed at least 28 people, with 6 still missing and 43 injured, according to local media reports. More than 22,000 homes remain submerged, mostly in the coastal cities of Hue and Da Nang, while nearly 100 houses have been destroyed or swept away. Another 181 homes have sustained significant damage. Power outages continue to affect both 245,000 households across the region, including over 225,000 in Da Nang alone. Landslides have also disrupted travel on more than 80 sections of national highways, further isolating affected communities. Authorities warn that flooding could persist for the next 1 to 2 days as heavy rains continue across the region. On to sports, Brighton and Hove Albion's Nigerian international Chiamaka Nnadozie has missed out on the Women's Super League Save of the Month award for October 2025. The WSL announced that Arsenal goalkeeper Daphne Van Domselaar claimed the accolade for her remarkable save against Brighton and Hove Albion. During the match, the Seagulls delivered a cross from the right for Carla Camacho, who fired towards goal, but Van Domselaar reacted superbly, diving to her right to tip the effort past the post. Other contenders for the monthly honor included Manchester United Fallon Tullis Joyce, Everton's Emily Ramsey, and Leicester City, Janina Litzik. Head coach of Nigeria's women's basketball team, the Tigress, Rena Wakama, has been appointed head coach of Hive BC ahead of the 2026 Unrivaled Basketball League season. Wakama, who guided the Tigress to consecutive FIBA Women's AfroBasket titles in 2023 and 2025 and a historic Olympic quarters final finish in Paris 2024, will lead one of the league's two new expansion teams as Unrivaled enters its second season in January 2026. Her appointment was confirmed as the league unveiled its full coaching lineup, featuring top names including Noel Quinn, Teresa Witherspoon, and defending champion coach Nola Henry. The 2026 season will see the league expand from 6 to 8 teams, introduce a development player pool, and adopt a multi-city touring schedule across the U.S. from January to March. And that's our news bulletin. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. Activist Falana slams President Tinubu's pardon U-turn, demands AG's apology. Bayelsa governor set to join APC. Court sacks Zamfara rep for defecting. Abia government launches contributory pension scheme for workers. Fresh crisis rocks PDP as Southeast reps threatening to boycott national convention. Anambra tops Nigeria's fiscal performance ranking. On business, federal government approves national carbon market framework to unlock $3 billion annually. On the foreign scene, Trump administration slashes refugee cap, prioritizes white South Africans. And on sports, Arsenal goalkeeper beats Brighton's Nadozie to WSL Save of the Month. Thanks for watching. For breaking news, exclusive interviews and more, follow us online at ComfortTV.channel on all platforms. Remember to like and share our videos, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you don't miss out on future updates. My name is Faith Kevin. Until next time, stay informed, stay connected.